Welcome all of you here from my side. Let's start the session without any delay. On the previous turn, we discussed phrases in detail, not just the concept, but also practice. Today, we'll be emphasizing clauses in detail: dependent clause, independent clause, noun clause, adjective clause, adverb clause. And before I start, let me say something. The next session is going to be probably sessions also on types of sentences. What we have heard recently, these questions are asked. So we'll be learning simple sentences in the next session, compound sentences and complex sentences, even the compound complex also, for which we need clauses in English. Is that a dependent clause? Is that an independent clause? Because if we know these dependent, independent clauses, then we can answer simple, compound, and complex. If you're not sure about a dependent clause or an independent clause, we can't answer compound and complex. So pay attention. Will help you solve two types of questions. Here we go. Welcome all of you here. Let's start the session. Let me just teach first the concept, then we will practice. If somebody hasn't gone through the previous session, I request you to go through that. We discussed phrases there, types of phrases, noun phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, even the prepositional phrases, gerund phrase, participle phrase, and infinitive phrases also. Let's talk about clause today. What's a clause? A clause differs from a phrase because a phrase doesn't have a subject, emphasis on the words without a subject and predicate, or a verb combination. Without phrase, like on the table, doesn't have a subject or a verb. A tall boy doesn't have a subject or a verb. That's an infinitive, not a finite verb we have. But a clause has a subject, has a verb of its own. I repeat, a clause has a subject, has a predicate, the part of the verb of its own. Now, that may be independent. It doesn't need any other statement to complete its meaning, called independent clause. May be dependent, may need any other statement, clause to complete its meaning. As simple as that. I repeat, phrases, clauses differ this way. Welcome Divakar, good evening. Sandhya, good evening. Welcome from my side. Phrases do not have a subject and predicate verb of its own, but clauses have a subject and predicate of their own. If they can stand independently, they do not need any other statement to complete their meaning, call that independent clause. If they are dependent on some other statement or clause, call them dependent or subordinate clause. Sometimes we call this the main clause, the principal clause. Hello, just a sec. Sometimes we call this, the main clause or the principal clause, and we call this the subordinate clause or the dependent clause also. So, she reads books every night. It has a subject, it has a verb, fine, and it's not dependent on any other statement. I repeat, it's not dependent on any other statement. So, an independent clause. But this sentence, because she loves stories, is dependent on other statement. That's not independently complete. Because she loves stories. So because she loves stories, what? What if I combine both the sentences? She reads books every night. Why? Because she loves stories. So that's still an independent clause, and that is dependent on the previous statement. That's how we name them. Doubts, welcome. As said, it expresses a complete sentence, thought. It doesn't express a complete sentence, thought. As phrases, if those couple of words, 3 to 4 words, or group of words are behaving as a noun, call that a noun phrase, adjective, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, and such. Clauses are of 3 types, especially the subordinate ones, which are behaving as something in a sentence. If all those words, a complete sentence with a subject, with a predicate, is behaving as a noun. So what are nouns in English? Either nouns are supposed to be the subject, or they are supposed to be the object of a preposition or a verb. Then they are called noun clauses, functioning as a noun, either the subject or the object in a given statement. So I believe this. What? That honesty is the best policy. Now this honesty is the best policy here is a clause because it has a subject, it has a verb, and it's collectively behaving as the object of this verb. So that has to be a noun clause. Done. Adjectives. Adjectives are the words which modify a noun or a pronoun. So adjective clauses are those which describe, modify a noun or a pronoun. A noun pronoun must be with them either before or after them. The book, which book? We already have a noun, so there can't be a noun clause again. That you gave me, you are saying something about the book. Which book? That you gave me. Now this clause that you gave me with a subject and verb is saying something about the book, which is a noun. Good evening, Bhavna. Now this has supposed to be the adjective clause because modifying a noun, saying something about a noun, describing a noun or a pronoun. Adverbs, I hope you remember straight. Mention manner, carefully, properly, bravely, place, here, there, where, time, yesterday, today, tomorrow, last week, last month, frequency, reason, affirmation, negation, etc. Adverbs of manner, adverbs of place, adverbs of welcome Vaishnavi, good evening, hey dear. Adverbs of manner, place, time, frequency, reason, affirmation, negation, they are supposed to be adverbs. Basically, they modify verbs, they modify adjectives also, adverbs also, and such. Basically, they modify verbs. You know, he left the room. Why did he leave the room? Because he was hungry. So that's the reason why he left the room. First, you are modifying a verb here. Second, you are showing that reason why he left the room. Welcome, chivalrous. Has to be the adverb clause. I repeat, two types: dependent, dependent on some other statement. Independent can stand alone. Behaving as a noun, noun clause, either the subject or the object in a given statement. Behaving as an adjective, modifying a noun or a pronoun, adjective clause. Mentioning some manner, place, time, frequency, reason, affirmation, negation, contrast. Contrast may also be here. And modifying a verb or adjective or preposition or conjunction or another adverb or a complete sentence also supposed to be an adverb clause. These were the basics. You have a look first. Welcome, Hemlata. Good evening, hey dear. Kamal, good evening, brother. Desile, good evening. Need not answer. They have the answers marked. Just go through them. We will practice in the upcoming slides. Say done, I go ahead. Nana, Devakar. Just have a look. They have the answers mentioned. Noun clause as the object, noun clause as the subject, adverb clause showing reason, adverb clause showing condition, adjective clause modifying some noun. Good evening, Mohini. Okay, showing the next slide then. Some more examples to define the clauses. Noun clause as a subject or an object, maybe a complement also for a verb like be. Delhi is the capital of India. Now the capital of India is not the object but the complement, just completing the meaning. You know, what he said surprised everyone. You have a verb, you have a subject. I don't know what this, where she lives, the object. That's a noun clause. Don't assume like where will make an adverb clause. It's the object of the verb, the subject of the verb. It's written out there, subject object. The problem is, what's the problem? The problem is this. Be, you remember, takes a complement. She believes what? That object of the verb believe. Whoever comes first will get the prize. You have a verb here, you need the subject. Welcome, Saloni. Good evening. Adjective clause, defining a noun or a pronoun. You know the man? Which one? Who is wearing a blue coat? Is my uncle. Man is a noun. Nouns are modified by adjectives. Maybe adjectives, one words, phrases, clauses. That's the book. Which book? That I was searching for. The whole clause modifying the book. The whole clause modifying the man. She met a teacher whose lessons changed her life. Teacher, noun, whose lessons changed her life. The car, which one? Which was stolen last night was found today, modifying the car. I admire people, noun, which sort of people? Who speak multiple languages. Lives, first of all. Moini. I, the subject. Know, the verb. You need an object. I know this. I know you. I know that. Otherwise, I'll ask, what do you know? If you know, there must be something that you know. So I know she's honest. I know where she lives. I know where or when she will come. In all these sentences, you have a subject, you have a verb, know, but what do you know? I know where she lives. I know what she has done. I know when she will come. I know he has a job, etc. That is something I know. The object. Exactly. Doubts welcome. You can ask again. I'll explain. Adverb clauses. Same information again. If I say adverbs, modify verbs, adjectives, adverbs or prepositions, conjunction and a whole sentence also. But that's quite easy to grab if they show manner. Carefully. Hey, listen carefully. They show place. Where, here, there. They show time. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, next week, last week, next month. They show frequency. Always, seldom, hardly, barely, scarcely, frequently, occasionally, usually. They show reason. You know why he came late? He came late because reason. Maybe affirmation, yes. Maybe negation, no. Maybe contrast, although, and such. Manner, place, time, frequency, reason, affirmation, negation, contrast. Adverb clauses, modifying a verb, adjective, adverb, showing time. It's, in my opinion, it's better to judge from those perspectives. Showing time, reason, condition, purpose, place, and such. I waited until he arrived. So you waited till 5 o'clock time, 7 o'clock time. No, until he arrived, I waited. So I waited until he arrived. Till then, I had to wait. Showing time. And modifying verb, waited. Adverb clause. She left early. Why? Because she was unwell. So this clause is defining the reason why she left early. adverb clause of time, adverb clause of reason. Hey, you will succeed if you work hard. Now this whole clause, if you work hard, is defining the condition on which you will succeed. He speaks more confidently than he writes. I'm sure you can see comparison, but modifying a verb, he speaks confidently, more confidently than he writes, adverb clause of comparison. And we left. Why? The purpose behind it. So that in order to, we could catch the train, the purpose behind that. I hope it must be clear. We have slides enough to learn the concept and practice also. But yes, noun clauses can be the subject, can be the object, and complements. Adjective clauses modify a noun particularly. There should be a noun that they are going to modify or say something about that. Adverb clauses, manner, time, reason, frequency, affirmation, negation, contrast, purpose, and condition also. Done. Let's have a few examples. Hello? Why I... Just a sec. Okay, then I'm going to explain these now. Just a sec. Okay, since we practiced this, that's a noun clause, that's an adjective clause, we have done this. Remember? The house where we were born, adjective clause, already marked. Adjective clause, say adverb clause. Done enough? Explained a little more? Now let's learn this also. On the very first slide, it was also mentioned, they may be independent, they may be dependent. As the meaning of the words, independent can stand alone. Dependent depends on something. Feel the difference. Independent clause, sometimes the main clause also, expresses a complete thought. Can stand alone. She enjoys reading novels. Complete. Nothing incomplete in this. The sun sets in the west. Complete. Okay, I'll call you tomorrow. Complete. But a dependent clause, sometimes called the subordinate clause also, has a subject, has a predicate, verb, but cannot stand alone because that's dependent as per the name. It depends on the main clause, principal clause. If I say because she enjoys reading novels, you need the main clause. Because the train was late, you need the main clause. I was late because the train was late. She reads novels every night. Why? Because she enjoys reading. He came when the sun set, for example. So when the sun sets, yes. When I reached home, what? When he called me, what? You need to complete this, mentioning another sentence after that. They themselves are incomplete. See, if you work hard, incomplete. You are waiting for the next sentence. You will succeed. If you had called me, yes, you would have come, or you wouldn't have come. What? They need to get their meaning completed. Have a look at those dependent or independent clauses. Doubts welcome. She went to the park. Exactly, is a complete sentence, is an independent clause. Why? Because she wanted some fresh air. That's why she went to the park. So that is complete and this is incomplete. That is independent. The highlighted one is a dependent clause. I enjoy playing football is an independent clause. If you drop the next sentence, it is still complete. I enjoy playing football, but that is dependent. But I rarely get time for it. For what? For football. Exactly. I waited outside. Complete. Until the shop opened, I waited there. So that is dependent. Obviously, there is no conjunction applied to this. Is going to be dependent on what is independent. We have the conjunction here. They are studying for the exams. Complete. Complete itself. Independent. Obviously, he left early. Why? Because he was not feeling well. So he was not feeling well. That's why he left early. Dependent on the previous sentence. Dependent clause. Although the rain was heavy, is dependent on another statement, because if I put a full stop here, you need that complete sense. Although he was late, so he got the train or he didn't get the train. Dependent. Seventh, you are saying B. Obviously, I'll talk to him when he arrives. Drop the first sentence, it is going to be incomplete then. So when he arrives, what? I will talk to him. I will greet him. I will slap him. What? You need to finish the sentence. Dependent clause. Exactly. The baby is sleeping peacefully. Doesn't depend on any other statement when, if, etc. Independent. Yes. Ninth B. She succeeded. Oh, she got selected because she worked hard. If I drop this sentence, that is incomplete. Because she worked hard, so she got succeeded. She succeeded or what? Dependent, independent. So unless you complete the task, 10th B is a dependent sentence, because if I drop the next statement, it is incomplete, but that is incomplete. Hey, you will not be allowed to leave today. Fine. No condition provided, but we have a condition here. All of you are correct. Let's have some more. Amalesh has that conjunction से जुड़े हुए dependent clause ही होते हैं. That's true, that's true, and that's true. In between, let me check the top fan list. Mohini stands number 1. Thank you, Bhavna. Chivalrous. Thank you. Amlesh, fourth is, have a look again. Fourth C? No. Okay, imagine this. Boy is already a noun. Who won the prize? If you say prize, that's a noun clause. How can two nouns come together? But aren't you saying something about the boy? The boy? Which boy? Who won the prize? Is my cousin. Adjective clause. I'll explain again. True. I don't know what he wants. Subject, verb, I need object. That has to be a noun clause. She, subject. Bought, verb. Dress, object. Which dress? That was on the sale. That dress. So we have a noun. Words modifying a noun are supposed to be adjectives. Camera went off. Let me change the battery. Wait a sec. Okay. The dress, noun, that was on the sale. That dress, modifying the meaning of or adding something to the meaning of the dress. He left. Why? Because he was tired. In my words, I would say that's the reason why he left. Adverb clause of reason. Boy is already a noun. You are saying something about the boy. Words which modify a noun are supposed to be adjectives. She, subject, believes, verb, need an object. Object subject has to be a noun or a pronoun, noun clause. Doubts welcome. Thank you. Adverb clause of purpose. 100% correct. Good to see the answer 7th B. Because usually where denotes a place is an adverb, should be an adverb clause, but that's not showing place, that's modifying place, the noun. Nouns are modified by adjectives. Great. Now, mm, uh, have a look at this once you finish all. Sure. Bhavna. Exactly. Done. Feel this. He ran fast. Why? So that he could catch the train, showing purpose. Why he ran fast. Verbs are modified by adverbs. That's the place. Place is a noun, and nouns are modified by adjectives. So, where I was born is an adjective clause modifying the noun with the article place. I subject, can't understand verb. There should be the object of the verb which is missing. Understand this. What? Why she is upset. So that has to be a noun clause. Although it starts with an adverb, why, but is behaving as the object of a verb. Subject object has to be a noun or a pronoun. Although he studied hard, he failed the exam. Although he studied, he failed. Although he studied. Modifying a verb, first of all, showing contrast. Adverb, clause of contrast. And she, subject, said, verb. What did she say? She said this. Subject object has to be a noun or a pronoun. Doubts welcome. Eleven correct. Absolutely. Chivalrous. Great. Bhavna. Always impressive. Thank you for being here. Done. Thank you. If you call me, I'll help you. That's putting a condition. I'll help you if you call me. Adverb, clause of condition. The teacher punished the boy. Which boy? Boy is a noun. Nouns are modified by adjectives. What was shocking? Was shocking is a verb. We have nothing out there, but we need the subject of the verb. Subject object has to be a noun or a pronoun. I stayed at home. Why? Because it was raining, so I stayed at home. Defining the reason why I stayed at home. Adverb, clause of reason. Man, once again, noun, who is wearing a blue shirt. Nouns are modified by adjectives. Adjective clause. Amalesh. Just a sec. You answer, coming in 30 seconds. I'm sorry. Clicking your answers. 16A, you said, I'll check if it is right or wrong. 17, you said adjective clause, we'll check if that's right or wrong. Some said 17 is a noun clause also, we'll check. 18A, 19, noun A, and 20, you said B. Let's check, understand. He confessed that he had stolen the money. He confessed, you have a subject, you have a verb, all you need is what he confessed, the object, subject, object, noun clause. You can go wherever you like. So you can go wherever you like. Go, no, it can't be a noun clause, it can't be an adjective clause either. Feel this. Go is an intransitive verb. We don't go Delhi. We don't go school. We don't go hell. Go doesn't take an object directly. It takes prepositions and then takes the objects. Yes. Because we can go Delhi. I can go school. I can go hell. Nothing such. Go cannot take an object. So can't be a noun clause. There is no noun that we are modifying here. Can't be an adjective clause either. You can go wherever you like. So go wherever you like, modifying that verb, adverb clause of place. I met the girl. Which girl? Who topped the exam? Girl is a noun. Nouns are modified by adjectives. She asked whether he was fine. She, subject, ask, verb. That has to be the object. Subject, object, noun, pronoun. When the show ended, everyone clapped. Yes, chivalrous. Go abroad. But that's an adverb. Superb presence of mind. And that is an adverb. Go home. That's an adverb. Go there. That's an adverb. When the show ended, everyone clapped. When the show. So everyone clapped when? When the show ended. Adverb clause or adjective clause? Why? 20 shouldn't be an adjective clause. Hello? No, we are not modifying any noun here. Hello? 20. Everyone. That's an adverb clause showing time. So when did he clap? He clapped when the show ended. When the show ended, he clapped. Everyone clapped. Done. Okay, finishing things now. We'll resume on the next turn. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, take care, be safe. I hope that was a beneficial session for all of us. Thank you. If you have an objection, feel free to say. If you have an objection, feel free to say. Thanks everyone for being here. And yes, before I finish, let me show this also. Guru Nanak Jayanti was, if I'm not wrong, yesterday. Still that offer is here. Celebrating Guru Nanak Jayanti using the code GURU, GURU, one can grab flat 40% off on SSC or Railway subscriptions with 2 times validity. Remember, it ends tomorrow. One can grab whichever subscription he, she wishes to have. Can opt for the Super Elite also, in which in just one subscription you get access to all the courses, the current and the upcoming ones also. Yep, the upcoming ones also. And test papers, mock tests, PYQs, everything such available here in the SSC stream. Yes, these are the 2 new ones I would love to emphasize. The CGL2 crash course, revision plus practice for 2025, and the foundation course for CGL 2026. Both English medium, English medium. Thanks everyone for your kind presence and words also. Thank you, Bhavna. Impressive as always. Divakar, thank you, brother. Mohini, Chivalrous, thank you so much. Lakshmi, you too. Hemlata, thank you so much. Vaishnavi, Lakshmi Radhe Radhe. Saifuddin, good evening. Disayal, thank you so much, brother. Okay, see you pretty soon. Thanks, everyone.